Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the June 28th, 2022 new moon in Cancer transit, part 2 of 2. Now, it's important to look at the electional aspects this new moon makes, as this could impact its delineation and interpretation. This is going to make a square to Jupiter in Aries. The aspect by itself may be expressed in feeling over optimistic or over enthusiastic. More specifically, if a person starts something associated with the zodiac sign Cancer, associated with this new moon, he or she needs to be careful about being overly enthusiastic and optimistic and acting impulsively and impatiently without analyzing all the pros and cons thoroughly. Now, Jupiter in Aries can enlarge impulsiveness and impatience. It's also going to make a conjunction to the Black Moon Lilith. People need to guard against becoming overly obsessive and fixated on what may be started in connection with this new moon. Now, another thing that's significant are the other electional aspects that take place at the time of this new moon. They can be amplified and intensified because they're taking place at the same time as this new moon in Cancer transit. Now, Jupiter in Aries is going to make a close sextile to Venus in Gemini. By itself, this transit can be fortuitous for money-making endeavors. Venus is associated with money, and Jupiter is connected with prosperity. Now, it's also the planet of luck, and by itself, Jupiter in Aries can have luck by being pioneering and acting with little hesitation or procrastination. Venus in Gemini can manifest in making money with quick thinking and cerebral efforts. Now, I would say it also can be auspicious for prosperity, which is Jupiter, by taking action with little hesitation, which is Aries, and perhaps investing money, which is Venus, in manifold, which is Gemini stocks, as an example. Now, another thing is it's also important to look at other transits to your chart that take place at this time, as they can be intensified and amplified because they're taking place at the same time as this new moon in Cancer transit. Now, transit Black Moon will be making a conjunction to my natal Sun in Cancer. Now, this can manifest in a number of ways. It may be expressed in trauma associated with the chest, the breast, the ribs, or stomach. And also keep in mind the Sun rules the right eye in males. It may unfortunately bring out this transit may bring out negative characteristics of my basic Sun and Cancer character, and I'm hoping I don't become overly temperamental, moody, or emotional. I say thank the stars above that I have a Taurus ascendant, and it helps stabilize a lot of this energy. And the man upstairs, of course, I think. And the thing is, and I also, though, when I'm looking at see what else is going on with this new moon, but going back to what I was saying before, I need to guard against brooding over something extensively, as Cancer, Cancerian personalities can be notorious for that. Now, also, though, too, transit Jupiter in Aries will be making a conjunction, at least a loose one, to my natal Chiron in Aries in the 12th house. Now, one way this could manifest is that it could enlarge issues with suffering, which is Chiron, and enlargement, of course, is connected with Jupiter, as I've spoken about in previous videos. Jupiter, it's very benign and benevolent, but it's paradoxical. It can also have the tendency to enlarge and expand, and it may enlarge suffering in this particular case. And the thing about it is, and it could also, it could enlarge, issues, again, with suffering, which is Chiron, due to an inability to confront, which is Aries, in adversaries, which is the 12th house. Now, however, on a positive end, another way this transit may be expressed for me could be having intensified exuberance and enthusiasm, which is Jupiter, and aggressively and with little hesitation, which is Aries, helping and healing, which is Chiron. Those it could be in the metaphysical, which can include astrology, and also, or through astrology, and also those that are less fortunate, which can include the homeless, the oppressed, the hungry, the impoverished, which is the 12th house. Now, I also need to keep in mind it can also exacerbate, physical related issues, and it could be something being in Aries with the head or face. If I have any headaches that occur, they could be intensified due to the fact that transit Jupiter is at least making a loose conjunction to my natal Chiron and Aries, and coupled with the fact that it is taking place at the same time as the new moon in Cancer transit, and as I was stating before, other transits that occur at the time of this new moon can be intensified because they're taking place at the same time as it. Now, another thing too, there's going to be an interesting event on June 28th, 2022, which is, of course, the day of the new moon in Cancer. It's going to be on this day of the full moon, which is June 28th, 2022. Is according to some website named I believe it's hstoday.us. The Department of Homeland Security is going to have a virtual meeting, and it's going to get public comments, and opinions on the Commonwealth of Virginia's notification and alert system, which is associated with nuclear power plant emergencies. Now, this plan is to replace, the siren notification system with the wireless cell phone notification alert system. Now, the primary notification system would be through the cell phones, and interestingly enough, the new moon in astrology is about beginnings. On this day, there will be a proposal of this idea and receiving commentary from the public. Safety and security is associated with the zodiac sign Cancer. The moon is connected with the public. I wouldn't be surprised on this day if in other locations in the world, if there weren't proposals that are comparable to this one. Now, as an example, more people having the desire to receive tornado warnings and alerts on their cell phone in contrast to sirens. Now, this new moon is also going to make a loose sextile to Uranus and Taurus. Now, this can make this more auspicious for starting something related with security and safety, which is Cancer, and with the assistance of electronic devices and things that are electronic are associated with Uranus. Now, my own feeling on this is that siren notification systems shouldn't be made completely obsolete, and the reason I state this is because some people may not have cell phones, or they may own one but may not always have it on, or let's say someone forgets to put it on. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.